It seems like anytime you have a conversation online about taxes, somebody always chimes in and says taxation is theft and you don't own anything. Just try not paying your taxes and see what happens. I used to be one of those guys. And I've been having a conversation off and on over the last month or so with Spags Unfiltered on the topic. And I just want to share my thoughts and takeaway on that conversation. Hey everybody, welcome back to Grumpy Acres. Well, like I said, taxation and ownership have been on my mind recently, and I've been having a conversation with Spags Unfiltered because he's got some really good views on the subject, and he makes you start thinking when you talk to him about it. And I'll put a link at the end of the video so you guys can go check out his channel and see what he has to say about it all. But I wanted to share my takeaway from that conversation with you and get your opinion on what you think about it. Before we get on to the topic, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and come join us on this journey towards a lifetime. Okay, so talking with Spags, I've modified my views on whether taxation is theft. Well, I take that back. I haven't modified my views on it, but it's become more clear to me as to why I believe what I believe. And what I have changed my views on is the idea that you don't own anything because the state can come take it away from you anytime they want. And I'll tell you why. First off, is taxation theft? Yes, it is theft. Ask yourself this question. Is it moral for one person to take something from somebody else against their will by threat of force if necessary? And I think everybody in the audience, anybody with a modicum of decency will say, no, it is not moral for that to happen. And we wouldn't advocate it on a daily basis in our personal lives, would we? I know I wouldn't. So why if for the individual is an immoral force to take somebody else's stuff against their will with the threat of force behind it if necessary, why is it moral all of a sudden for the state to be able to do that? The state, through taxation, is taking money from people that do not want it to go to the state. They're using the threat of force to take something that is rightfully somebody else's away, and there's nothing you can do about it because you will end up in jail if you fight it. Well, I take that back. There is something you can do about it, but that's a whole nother issue. So if we can't agree on taxation is immoral at its base, then we really can't have a conversation that is truthful and open about taxation. Now, you can be a proponent of taxes all you want. Still doesn't change the fact that it's immoral, because at the end of the day, the state is taking money from somebody out there that does not want to give it to the state, or they're using it for purposes that the person that the money was taken from does not agree with on moral and ethical grounds. Still makes taxation immoral whether you want it or not, whether you agree with it or not. Here's a question I like to ask anybody that does say that they like the idea of taxation. If you like the idea of taxation so much because it builds this infrastructure that makes your life easier and you feel is used for good, how come you're not writing a check to the government on your own and helping build those projects without taxation? Right? How come you're not doing that? Because I guarantee you, out of everybody in this audience, that the amount of people that have actually written a check to the government so it could be used for infrastructure projects and all that is so close to zero that it might as well be zero. It's statistically zero. All right. So if you like the money going to these infrastructure projects, put your money where your mouth is, write that check and do it. Now, there's a whole nother conversation about if people are willingly giving their money to the government for infrastructure projects and things like that, who should benefit from it? The people that are paying for it or the people that aren't paying for it? That is a completely separate topic from what I'm discussing here. And I'll be more than happy to discuss that with anybody and see what people's views are. Put it down in the comments below. I'm probably going to bring this up with Spags at some point because this is part and parcel of the whole conversation, the whole idea, okay? Others aren't. All right, let's go on to the next thing. You don't own anything because the state can come take it from you if you don't pay your taxes. All right, so we established the moral underlying of taxation. All right, it's immoral. This homestead, my vehicles, everything in that house, I own it. I paid for it. I own it outright. Nobody has a lien on it now. I have rightful ownership. So if I don't pay my taxes and the state comes and takes my stuff away from me, am I still not the rightful owner of that? Just because the state was able to come in by force and take stuff from me, does that make the state the rightful owner of all my stuff? Look at it a different way. If a burglar comes in by force and steals all your stuff, does that burglar now rightfully own all your stuff? Or are you still the rightful owner and do you have the right to get it back? All right. So there's the problem there. The problem is that argument that you own nothing, at the end of that argument, it's might makes right. It means that the strong can prey on the weak and take their stuff and become rightful owners of it, and that's wrong. So now, if I don't pay my taxes, state comes in and forcefully takes all my stuff. I don't have my stuff. I am still the rightful owner of it, and the state owns it in an immoral fashion. And that's where we need to be when we think about this conversation about taxation and ownership. Because if we don't approach it that way, we will never be able to come up with a solution that is moral and ethical and within the confines of the Constitution. All right, that's it. Let me know what you think about it. Tell me I'm off base. Tell me I'm right. I don't care. This is the way I feel about it. This is the way I'm going to approach the topic from now on for the rest of my life till I die. Where that takes me and what that looks like in reality, I have no idea. I honestly don't. This is uncharted territory for me, and we're gonna find out as we go along this journey towards the life done free. Once again, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, comment down below. Seriously, I want to know what people think about this. I want to hear your thoughts on it because I want people to start thinking about this matter in a different way. All right. Till next time, go live a life done free and take care, folks. Thanks, Milo.